Good morning, all of you. Today we today we are going to deliver the lecture on elements and atom. The topic name is structure of atom, in which some study of elements are also included. So this topic has 2% weightage in CET syllabus. 2% means minimum one or two questions may be asked on this topic. So structure of atom. The topic name is structure of atom and some informations about elements. What are elements? What is atomic number? What is atomic mass number? Then these are the informations about elements. So they may ask the question on history of atoms as well as elements. So which are the elements in periodic table? Then what is the history of atoms? How who atoms will be discovered? So this part is covered in this topic. Let us see some basic concepts related to these topics which are important for CET. So you know already what is meant by atom. Atom is a all the matters is made up of atoms. So all the matters in the in our earth is made up of atoms. Small things. Right? Atom is a very small thing and which is building block of matter. So matter is anything that takes place a space and has a mass. So does anything in the earth which takes place a space and has a mass called as matter. And this matter is made up of atoms. So atom is a very small thing of matter. Atoms are the building blocks of matter. Sort of how brick and are the building block of houses. Then what is the construction or compositions of atom? Atom is made up of three parts, which is proton, neutron and electron. You know that proton is a positive charge, neutron is a neutral and electron has a negative charge. The proton and neutron are found in center of the atom, a place called as nucleus, and the electrons are orbit around the nucleus. They are revolved around the nucleus. So these are the electrons which are surrounded at the center of nucleus, and center is made up of proton and neutron. These are the compositions of atom. Then next thing is what are elements? Elements are the alphabet to the language of molecules. Elements are made up of one molecule is made up of two atoms. Means tell me that any one example of elements or molecules. Such you have to take example that is oxygen. Oxygen molecule is made up of two atoms. Means one oxygen molecule contain two oxygen atom. Then another example is hydrogen molecule. So if you take a hydrogen molecule, formula for hydrogen molecule is H2, then it is made up of one hydrogen atom and is related to combine with the another hydrogen atom. So this is a hydrogen molecule. Molecule is different and atom is different. Molecule is made up of combination of atom. So these are the related concept. Then CO2 molecule means it consists of three atoms, one carbon atom and two oxygen atom. So CO2 molecule is made up of three atoms. Then water molecule. Water molecule consists of three atoms, means one hydrogen and two oxygen atoms are there. So atoms, molecules and elements, these are related concepts. Element and molecule both are same, but atoms is a combination of the atoms made by the molecule. So molecule is made up of atom. Elements are made up of atoms. While the atoms may have different weight and organizations, they are built in same way. See the example. Atoms always have as many electrons as possible as protons. Atoms usually have about as many neutrons as protons. So when you see the combination for or atoms of hydrogen, it has one proton, one electron and zero neutron. But for in case of helium, two protons and two neutrons, six protons and six neutrons. So all any other except hydrogen, another elements have number of protons and number of neutron is the same. Number of proton and number of neutron is the same for all the elements except this only hydrogen. Another elements contain all the elements in periodic table having the same number of proton and neutron but difference in the number of electron. Atoms have many electrons as proton, so atoms as many neutron as proton. So जेवढे protons असतील तेवढेच neutron असतील. Proton means positive charge. Then adding a proton make a new kind of atom. So when you add the proton, there is a formation of new atoms. See the example of hydrogen. Hydrogen contain one proton. When you add another proton, it becomes helium. One proton is consist of hydrogen, and for helium, when you add the proton in hydrogen, the elements become helium. Then another addition of protons, it contains carbon, 6 protons, 6 electrons and 6 neutrons. So this is about, and according to this proton, number of protons, number of neutrons and number of electrons, there is a difference in chemical properties and physical properties also. These physical properties are depends upon number of valence electrons. Chemical properties are depends upon number of valence electron in outer electronic shell, outer orbital of the atom. So there are orbitals which are around the center of nucleus. So how many electrons are present in valence shell? Valence shell means outer orbital that depends on the configurations of the electronic configurations of that element. Then it contains number of properties. The properties of the elements is depends upon that number of valence electron present in outer orbital of the electron. Then elements are building blocks of all matters. The periodic table is a list of all the elements that can build matter. It's little like the alphabets of chemistry. The periodic table tells us several things. Means what? When you observe the periodic table, we know already about S block element. Periodic table is made up of 4 blocks: S block, P block, D block and F block. It contains different elements in which they gives the informations about atomic number and atomic mass number. According to their atomic number and atomic mass number, the position of atoms in the periodic table is a pix. So in 18 groups are there in the periodic table. Periodic table, oxygen has atomic number of oxygen is a 8. It contains number of protons and number of electrons, whereas element symbol is oxygen and element name is oxygen. Element symbol is O and element name is oxygen. Atomic mass is 16. It contains number of protons and neutrons. So it is atomic number and it is atomic mass number. So this is atomic number, and it is atomic mass number. 8 is the atomic number, 16 is the atomic mass number, and O is the symbol and oxygen is an element. So at top there is a atomic number which contain number of proton and electron, whereas atomic mass numbers contain proton and neutron. So this is about oxygen. Then you can see the carbon. Carbon having the atomic number is 6, atomic mass number is 12. Then for the nitrogen, having the atomic number 7, atomic mass number is 14. So in this way you have to remember atomic number and atomic mass number. So they ask the question, what is the atomic difference between atomic number, atomic mass number, or different atomic numbers and atomic mass numbers are given. Then it is related to calculate the quantum number, principal quantum number. So these things are very basic things, and it is important to calculate the quantum number, principal quantum number, azimuthal quantum number. So these things are calculated on the basis of atomic number and atomic mass number. Then atomic model. So many scientists are comes and they search about the this structure of atoms. First is a well-known model is the Bohr's model. Niels Bohr is a scientist which is give the model or idea about what is the structure of atom. It is a they give the idea about basic structure of atom. So now we are assuming that the Niels Bohr model, that is central there is a nucleus and it contains positive charge and neutron, positively charged proton and neutral charge, or there is a no charge on neutron, and around that there is a electron. So this concept is given by the Niels Bohr. Then Lewis dot structure. This is about Bohr's model. It contains Bohr's model. Bohr's model shows that all the particles in the atoms, it is related to quantization of energy. So it is related to quantization of energy. In the center of circle, each circle is represent a single neutron and proton should have positive charge written in them, and neutron should be blank or have a neutral n. It is represented by the n. When p is there, that is positively charged proton, and blank means neutral charge neutron. In circle around the nucleus, our electrons are present. Electrons should have minus signs or an electron. So these are the electrons. This is a Bohr's model in which proton and neutrons are at the center, and there is a the electrons are revolved around the center of nucleus. This is related to quantization of energy. So they asked the question in last CET exam. The question is that a Bohr's model is related to dash dash, means what? Quantization of energy. So this model is basically related on energy point of view, because energy, they are separated. These particles are separated on the basis of their energy. Those having the energy, negative energy, they are surrounded at the or outside of nucleus. Then electrons having the some things called as shells or energy levels. So in the structure of atom, there is a shell or subshell. So in this way, there is a structure of atom. So first, these atoms having the different shell and subshell. Only so many can be any certain in shell. So in electrons are entered in the shells. प्रोटॉन आणि न्यूट्रॉन साठी हे जे शेल्स आहेत ते नसतील. शेल्स फक्त इलेक्ट्रॉन साठी असतील. जेवढे शेल्स 2s शेल, 3s, 4s, 4p, 2p, 3p and 4p. So these are the shells, and these shells electrons are filled in the energy levels, or so 2s has lowest energy, then 2p, then 2px, 2py and 2pz, then 3s, so then 3p, then 3d. So in this way electrons are filled in energy level. Lowest energy is first filled. This is azimuthal quantum number. So this is the compositions of the nucleus. Nucleus contains protons and neutrons. Then first shell is occupy only the two electrons. Second shell occupy can hold up to the 8 electrons, whereas third shell occupy 18 electrons. So it is a 2, 8 and 18. First shell occupy only 2 electrons, second shell occupy 8 electrons, and third orbital occupy 18 electrons. And it is a nucleus. So this is nucleus. Outside that there is a orbital which is made up of. So this is the capacity of that shell. 2 electrons. The first orbital has a capacity is only the 2 electrons. It occupies only the 2 electrons. If third electron is occurs, then it is given to the next shell. Second shell contain 18 electrons. Second shell contain 8 electrons and third shell contain 18 electrons. So 2, 8 and 18. This is the capacity of that orbital or shell to hold the electrons in that orbital. Then electrons having the special rules, you can't just show all of the electrons into the first orbital of the electron. आपण सगळे इलेक्ट्रॉन एकाच ऑर्बिटल मध्ये फिल नाही करू शकत. सो फर्स्ट, as we know, in first orbital there are only 2 electrons. In second shell only 8 electrons, and in third shell 18 electrons, can hold up to 18 electrons. Electrons live in something called as shells or energy levels. Only so many can be any certain shell. The electrons in the outermost shell of elements are called as valence electrons. So outermost orbital, electrons in outermost orbital are called as valence electron. Valence electron means what? The electrons in the outermost shell is called as valence electron. So lithium has, you know, the how you can write the determine its atomic number and atomic mass number. Lithium has atomic number is 3. Its symbol is lithium, Li, and the name is lithium, and atomic mass number is 7. So you can write in this way. Upper side there is atomic number, and between that, below that there is a symbol and name, and after that there is atomic mass number. So the determine number of electrons. Number of electron means it is related to, it is equal to atomic number. Then atomic mass number means what? It contains number of proton and neutron. So P plus N, that is equal to 7, and where it is P is equal to E, that is equal to 3. So 3 plus 4 means here 3 protons, 3 electrons, and 4 neutrons. Means 4 plus 3, that is equal to 7. And 3 electrons are present in the lithium. You can calculate by using this atomic number and atomic mass number. So atomic mass number is given here. You can subtract this atomic number, you get the number of neutrons. So see, it is the structure of lithium. As we already know that 3 protons are present. How you can calculate these 3 protons? 3 protons are calculate atomic mass number. You can calculate the protons, number of protons, atomic mass number minus atomic number. Then you get a number of neutron. Number of neutron means n. Atomic mass number is 7 minus 3, that is equal to 4. So this is a number of neutron. 4 is a number of neutron. Then 4 is a number of neutron. Also, number of proton is equal to number of electrons. Number of proton is equal to number of electrons, and this is the atomic number. It is called as atomic number. Atomic number means what? It is the number of proton. Atomic number is the number of proton. Means electrons are also 3. So protons are 3, electrons are 3, and neutrons are 4. How you can calculate it is by using the atomic number, atomic mass number minus atomic number. You get answer 7 minus 3, that is equal to 4. So here 4 neutrons are present, 3 protons, 3 electrons, total 7. Atomic 7 is the atomic number. So electrons are, how many electrons are present? 3 electrons. So its capacity is 2 electrons. Capacity is to hold the 2 electrons is the capacity of first shell, and second shell remaining 1 electrons is enter in the second shell. In this way you can write the structure of any atoms when you given the atomic number and atomic mass number. सपोज तुम्हाला कुठल्याही ॲटमचा ॲटॉमिक नंबर आणि ॲटॉमिक मास नंबर दिलेला असेल तर तुम्ही त्याचं स्ट्रक्चर ड्रॉ करू शकता. जर तुम्हाला प्रोटॉन, नंबर ऑफ न्यूट्रॉन, नंबर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स हे जर कॅल्क्युलेट करता येत असेल तर तुम्ही त्याचं स्ट्रक्चर ड्रॉ करू शकता. सो लेट अस ट्राय नेक्स्ट एलिमेंट. फॉर द कार्बन having the 6 is a for carbon 6 is the atomic number, C is a symbol, element name is a carbon, and 12 is the atomic mass number. So you can calculate, you can first calculate the number of protons and neutrons. So proton is equal to 6, neutron is equal to electrons is equal to 6, because number of proton and number of electron is the same. It is related, it is equal to atomic number. Then number of neutron, that is equal to n. You can calculate this atomic mass number minus atomic number. So it is equal to, for carbon atomic mass number is 12 minus atomic number is a 6, hence neutron is a 6. So neutron is also 6. Then you can calculate how these electrons, then you can determine how these electrons are placed in the, how these electrons are placed in this shell. So draw the structure. So orbital structure is, there are 6 protons and 6 neutrons. So you can calculate here you can write here 6 proton and 6 neutron. Outside there is a electron. So it is the center of nucleus and remaining electrons are placed in this electron. So first shell has capacity to hold electron is equal to 2. Means only these 2 electrons are filled in this first shell, and in second shell remaining total 6 electrons are there. So 6 minus 2, that is equal to 4. Means 4 electrons are remaining outside this electron. They are placed outside this orbital, that is second orbital. Total 6 electrons are there. 6 proton and 6 neutrons are placed in the center of nucleus, whereas electrons are placed, 2 electrons in first orbital, first shell, and remaining 4 electrons are placed in the second shell. Because capacity of first shell is a 2, second shell's capacity is 8, and third shell capacity is 18. So in this way you can fill the electron. Then next is the Lewis dot structure. Lewis dot structure is a bit different from the Bohr's model. It only shows the element symbol and it is outermost electrons in the shell. So Lewis dot structure आपल्याला काय दाखवतंय? Lewis dot structure outermost electrons. It is related to this given is a oxygen. It is for the oxygen. Oxygen has total 6 electron in its valence shell. Valence shell means what? This is valence shell. Outer orbital is called as valence shell electron. So how many electrons are present? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So 6 electrons are present in a valence shell. So Lewis dot structure state that it is a for the oxygen 6 electrons are present, so they are given as a 6 electrons. 6 orbitals are given. 6 dot means what? This dot is represented as a electron. Dot means electrons. So 6 dot means 6 electrons. Six dot means 6 electrons. So it is a work for you. You can write the Lewis dot structure for the CH4. Lewis dot structure for CH4 or C, then lithium. Means what? Write only the outermost electrons. The electrons present in the outermost shell, that is equal to outermost electrons are called as Lewis dot structure. So in oxygen, in case of oxygen, there are 6 electrons in its outermost shell, outer orbital. Hence, total Lewis dot structure is 6 electrons means 6 dots. This dot is represented by the electron. For the CO2 has for the carbon. See the structure of carbon. कार्बन हॅज टोटल 4 व्हॅलन्स इलेक्ट्रॉन. आता आपण मगाशी बघितले त्याच्यामध्ये बघा कार्बनचा ॲटॉमिक नंबर 6 आहे, ॲटॉमिक मास नंबर 12. सो 12 minus 6, that is equal to 6. So 6 electrons are present. 6 electrons are present in the carbon. So outermost shell contain 2 electrons are present in inner shell, in the first shell, and outermost 2 electrons are present. 2 electrons are present in the first shell, and 4 electrons are present in second shell. So total 4 electrons are present. So 4 electrons, you can write the 4 electrons by in this way. So these are the 4 dot. 4 dot means 4 electrons in the outermost shell. So Lewis dot structure of carbon is in this way because only the 4 electrons are present. Hence, it is a structure of Lewis dot structure of carbon. Then try to write the structure for CO2. Lewis dot structure for CO2. How you can write? C at the center, O and O. It is a structure for CO2. But you can write the CO2 structure, that is Lewis dot. For carbon, valence electrons are 4. How you can calculate this? 12 minus 6, that is equal to 6, or 6 electrons are present. So 6 electrons means 2 electrons are in inner shell and 4 electrons in outer shell. And for oxygen, 6 electrons are outermost shell. So in this way, you can write the dots, Lewis dot structure for CO2. Then for hydrogen, then H2. The next example is H2. H2O. So in H2O, O at the center and H at the outside. So hydrogen has only one electron, so one dot. Then another hydrogen has one dot. And oxygen has a 6 dot. So this is a Lewis dot structure of H2. Let us solve the CET question which are asked in previous exam. So these concepts are very important. That is Lewis dot structure, then principal quantum number, quantum number. So principal quantum number means what? It is a principal quantum number means, so it is related to number of n. How you can write? It is principal quantum number is calculated as n square. Their quantum number is given, n is the principal quantum number. So number of subshell. How many shells are present? You can calculate by this using this formula. That is n square is equal to, if the principal quantum number is 2, then number of subshell is equal to 4. So in this way you can calculate, and how many electrons are present. how many electrons are present. So this gives the idea, quantum number gives the idea how many electrons, how many subshell, subshells are present, shells are present. So subshells is equal to quantum number, principal quantum number. So quantum number is 2, then number of subshells are 2. Then how many electrons? You can calculate these electrons by using this n square formula. N square is equal to 4. Let us start the questions. That is, neutron was discovered by J. Thomson, Chadwick, then Rutherford and Priestley. So the correct answer, neutrons are discovered by. So neutrons, who discovered the neutrons? So Rutherford discovered the atoms model, atomic model. Rutherford atomic model is a very famous. It discovered the electrons. So neutrons are discovered by the Chadwick, by the beryllium. Beryllium is first. It was in 1932. Beryllium was bombarded with the alpha particle. Berylliums are bombarded on the alpha particles, and there is a formation of neutrons, which is chargeless molecule. It is discovered by the Chadwick. So in 1932, this discovery is then Rutherford model was also discovered by the device by the Rutherford model, which is described to atoms. How the structure of atoms is discovered by the Rutherford. Rutherford gives the alpha particle, inserted the alpha particle, gamma particle, and beta particle, and he suggested that Rutherford atomic model, that is, electrons are outside the orbital and protons are bombarded on the, they are reflected. This experiment is based on reflection of energy. Reflection. Then Chadwick ने beryllium पर alpha particle inserted. So you know this history about neutrons was discovered by. They may ask the question on discovery of particles, that is proton. Who discovered the proton, neutron, and electron? Then atom. First, the term atoms is discovered by the, or the term atoms is introduced by the, induced by the term, that is Maharishi Kanat. So you know about history of atom. Who discovered the atom? So correct answer is Chadwick. Then nucleus of atom consists of, what are the particles of, what are the compositions of atom? So atom is made up of, according to Bohr's model, or it is a well-known accepted model. Bohr's model is a accepted model, consists of at center there is a proton and neutron. Proton is a positively charged, neutron is a chargeless, and surround that there is a electron. So it contains the nucleus of atom. Here question is not atom consists of. Atom consists of proton, neutron and electron. But only the nucleus. Nucleus composition is proton and neutron. Proton and neutron. So this is the correct answer. Proton and electrons are not combined together. Neutrons and electrons are not also combined. Either this option or this option is correct, but here question is nucleus. So when you talk about nucleus, nucleus contains only two, that is proton and neutron. Then isotopes of elements have the different chemical and physical properties, similar chemical and physical properties, similar chemical but different physical properties, and similar physical and chemical properties. What is the answer? Isotopes are they have same chemical properties but different physical properties. This is the isotopes. And isotopes, you know the concept very well, concept that is isotope, and they always ask the question on isotope and isobar. Isotopes is a different, isobar is a difference. Isotope means same atomic number and different atomic mass number. Same atomic number and different atomic mass number. It is opposite to isobar. Isobar means same atomic mass number and different atomic number. Then it contains same chemical properties. Chemical properties are same, but physicals are different. Here, similar physical properties, but different chemical properties. So when you once remember, another will be opposite to that. Means if you remember the isotope means what? Same atomic number, different atomic mass number. Same chemical property, different physical properties. Opposite to that, there is a isotope, isobar. Isobar means what? Same atomic mass number, but different atomic number. Similar physical properties, but different chemical properties. So these are the isotopes and isobar. They ask the question, which is isobar, which is isotopes. So isotopes is different concept and isobar is a different concept. Here atomic in isotope, atomic mass number is a different, so physical properties are different. Similar chemical properties and different physical properties. If it is different, physical properties are different, then it is isobar. Then according to Abbo principle, which of the following orbitals should be filled first? So Abbo principle says that lowest energy level filled first. Lowest energy level means what? Then or see the option which has lowest energy. So in Abbo principle, lowest energy orbital is first 1s, then 2s, then 3s, then 2p, then 4s, then 3p, 5s, then 4p, then 3d, 6s, 5p, and 4d. So these are the energy level. First here 2p and 3p only. So 1s energy are quantization of energy. So this contain so this is energy flow in this way. Lowest energy orbital is 1s, then 2s, then 3s. 2p has greater energy, then 4s, 3p, 5s, 4p, and 3d. Here sequence is a change. 4p, 4d is lowest energy. 4d has highest energy than 3d. So see the options, that is 5d, 4p, 3p, and 2s. So which has the lowest energy? So lowest energy is 2s. 2s is the lowest energy. So when Abbu principle says that, according to Abbu principle, the lowest energy orbital should fill first. First you have to fill the lowest energy orbital. So among these all, 2s is the lowest energy orbital. 3p is greater energy, 4p is again greater energy, and 5d has a more energy. So it is highest energy orbital, that is 5d, and lowest energy orbital is a 2s, according to Abbu principle. Abbu principle, also called as Abbu rule, which states that the state of atoms, electrons are filled sufficient at lowest available energy. So lowest energy available जिथे असेल तिथे तुम्ही काय करणार आहात, इलेक्ट्रॉन्स फिल करणार आहात. जी इलेक्ट्रॉन्स लोएस्ट ऑर्बिटल, ऑर्बिटल्स मॉलिक्युलर ऑर्बिटल थिअरी जर तुम्ही बघितले, एमओ थिअरी, एमओटी. So lowest energy orbital should fill first, then highest upper to that. So 1s, then 2s, 1s, then 2s, then 3s, then 2p, then 4s, then 3p. So in this way, you can fill the electrons in the, according to Abbu principle, lowest energy field first. So you know this chart. हा जर तुम्हाला चार्ट माहिती असेल, ह्याचा जो सिक्वेन्स तर लिहिताना 1s, 2s, 3s, 2p, 4s, 3p, 5s, 4p, 3d, 6s, 5p, and 4d. So you can fill the energy in this way. So lowest energy is a 1s, and here 1s option is not given. Here option given is select the options between these. That is 5d is highest energy, 4p is below that, then 3p. So 2s has the lowest energy. So here first should fill in 2s and last in 5d. It is the last cluster filled last, that is 5d. Then what property of an element determines its chemical behavior? So size of element, size, atomic size doesn't affect on chemical behavior. Chemical behavior means what? It's behavior to the bonding. Chemical behavior is related to the bonding. Suppose any reaction that is A plus B, it contains C, means here it is a bonding matter, means CO2 molecule. You can take the example that is CO2, C, O and O. So CO has, carbon has a 4 valence electron, then oxygen has a 6 valence electron. So here bonding take place, easily bonding take place. So bonding between carbon and oxygen. So there is a double bond between carbon and oxygen. So here double bond takes place. So 2 electrons are shared to form double bond. So total 4 electrons of the carbon, total 4 outermost electrons. So carbon has 4 valence electrons. Carbon has 4 valence electrons and oxygen has the 6 valence electrons. So these 4 electrons are combined with this oxygen and there is a formation of C double bond O, and remaining oxygen has 2 valence electrons. In this oxygen also have 2 valence electrons. Why 2 are remaining? Because in this 6, so 4 electrons are present. Here it is double bonded oxygen. So double bonded oxygen means what? Out of 6 electrons, 2 electrons are lost. Only 4 electrons are remaining. So this is the structure of carbon dioxide, which contains C double bond O and C double bond O, having the carbon valency. Carbon has no remaining electron because 4 electrons are form a coordinate bond. Carbon share these 4 electrons to with oxygen. So it is a formation of one product. Stable product is formed. Hence, it is properties related to the chemical behavior. Chemical behavior means what? Chemicals. These reactions are happen because of this valence electron. You may take another example, that is NaCl. NaCl means what? Sodium has 1 valence electrons and chloride is a negatively charged. It has extra electron and sodium has required 1 electron. So there is a formation of NaCl because of this exchange of electron from sodium to chlorine. So sodium has configuration is 2 at 1. So these 1 electrons will be shifted to complete this octet and hence there is a formation of NaCl. So this is all about valency of an element. Hence the correct option is valency. When you talk about chemical properties are chemical behavior is related to the valence electron. If the number of valence electron is more, there is a formation of more product. More products or stable products are formed. Hence it is related to valency. Valency of an element. So the molar mass doesn't affect the chemical behavior. The smaller molar mass may also have the chemical property. The element having the larger molar mass having also the chemical behavior. Size of atom is doesn't also affect on chemical behavior. Bigger size atomic size molecule are also the reactive, whereas smaller size are more reactive. So element size doesn't matter, only the valency of an element is related to chemical behavior. If the valence electrons are present, then they are reactive. Chemically, they are active. For example, another example is that noble gases. Noble gas. That octet is complete means their valence electrons are noble gases contain octet complete means 2 8. 2 8 is its complete octet state is complete, or many electrons at 2 8 18. So octet stable configurations is there, so they unable to react with any other molecule. If the one valence electron is there or two valence electrons are there, then they are reactive. So chemically these are inert gases. Why inert? Because they do not react with any other molecule, hence it is called as inert gas. Inert means they do not react with any other molecule because of its complete octet state. Its octet is a complete. Then sir, which radioactive element is used in treatment of cancer? So cancer for the C, it is cobalt 60. Cobalt 60 is used as a treatment of cancer. So this is a theory-based question. Cobalt 60 is used in a treatment of cancer. It is a radioactive element and it is used in treatment of cancer. Then how many electrons can exist with the principal quantum number? The value of is 4. So here principal quantum number is given. So this question is asked in C 2018. That is how many electrons can exist with the principal quantum number values of 4. So principal quantum number is given. How we can solve this question? From principal quantum number is already given. So principal quantum number, that is n, is given. Principal quantum number means n is equal to 4. So first we have to given the n is equal to 4. Only this principal quantum number is given. And why they are what they are asking? They are asking how many electrons can exist with the principal quantum number. So number of orbitals is equal to number of orbitals. First we have to find out the number of orbitals in a shell given is given by the n square. So n square means 4 square. So 4 square, that is equal to 16. So number of orbitals are equal to n square. This is a formula. You know the principal quantum number is given, that is n. Number of orbital is equal to n square. N square means 4 square, that is equal to 16. Then number of subshell, number of subshells are equal to principal quantum number. And according to Pauli's exclusion principle, so here two principles are applied: principal quantum number, number of orbitals, and Pauli's exclusion principle. So you know Pauli's exclusion principle says tell that one orbital is equivalent to two electrons. Maximum two electrons are included in the one orbital. So total 16 orbitals are present. So 16 multiplied by 2, that is equal to 32. So 32 is the answer for this question. How you can solve this? Principal quantum number. Here answer is what? Question they are asking how many electrons. So it is related to electrons. Electrons means how you can calculate first principal quantum number, that is n is given, n value is 4. Then number of orbital formula is n square. So this 4 is the answer by the, this 4 answer is for number of orbital. So 4 square is equal to 16. Then number of subshells is equal to principal quantum number, means number of subshell is equal to 4. It is a question वेगळा असता, number of subshells विचारले असेल तर त्याचा आन्सर 4 आलं असतं, because it is related to or it is equal to principal quantum number. Then according to Pauli's exclusion principle, one orbital contains maximum 2 electrons. So 2 into 16, that is equal to 32. So this is, in this way you can solve. You can take a screenshot of this slide, then you can solve this type of question. Similar way, how many electrons can exist or how many orbitals? Next question is how many orbitals can exist with principal quantum number is equal to 5. So 5 is the principal quantum number and they ask the how many orbitals can exist. So orbitals you can find with the n square. Number of orbital is equal to principal quantum number square, means what? N is equal to 5, means answer is 25. The number of subshells are asked. So number of subshells is equal to principal quantum number. So number of subshells are 5. 5 is the number of subshells. And how many electrons are exist in principal quantum number 5? So you can calculate by using 25 multiplied by 2 means 50. So 50 is the correct answer. Then Rutherford experiment, which established the nuclear model of atom, use a beam of. So they are This Rutherford experiment, which is helium atoms, which is implement on metal foil, that is aluminium foil, and it is reflected. It is not related to scattered. They are not scattered. Scatter means this electron beam is not scattered. It is not scattered, so this beam is reflected. So in this way, reflection is occurred. So reflect aluminium foil, helium particles are taken on aluminium foil, and alpha particles are inserted, are bombarded on this aluminium foil. So these beams are reflected. Scattered is a Raman effect is called as scattering effect. Raman effect is called as scattering effect. So it is not Rutherford experiment. So this scattered option is also absorb not. So absorb, they are not absorbed. So absorbed options are also rejected. The only option correct is reflected. Rutherford experiment is related to reflection. So it is related to reflected particles. Then azimuthal quantum number determines the size, spin, orientation, azimuthal quantum number. One is a principal quantum number, another is a azimuthal quantum number. It is related to azimuthal quantum number means what? Atomic orbital that determined its orbital angular momentum and shape of the orbital. So it do not depend size, spin, orientation. It gives the shape of orbital. It describes the shape of angular momentum of orbitals and shape. For 1 is equal to 0, when azimuthal quantum number, it is reflected by, it is given by, azimuthal quantum number is given by I is equal to 0, then I is equal to 1, I is equal to 2, and I is equal to 3. For 0, it is for s orbital, sphere shape, circular shape. Then for I is equal to 1, for the p orbital is a 1 of 3. So it is a dumbbell shape. Then d orbital, so d orbital is a 1 of 5, means and f orbital, spd f. F orbital is a 1 of 7, means so this orbital shape, that is 1 is spherical for the s orbital, dumbbell shape for p orbital, this 4 orbitals for the d, and it is for f orbital. So this is the azimuthal quantum number. These are the axis, which is x, y, z. So in the spherical also, this spherical orbital also, It is X, Y, and Z. P orbital also has same, it is Z axis, then X axis and Y axis. So X, Y, Z. These are the axes. So azimuthal quantum number is vary from 0 to n minus 1. This number given, that is value are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and it is for s s orbital, p orbital, d orbital, f orbital, g orbital and h. Notation for this value: 0 for s, 1 for p, 2 for d, 3 for f, where n is the principal quantum number and designated by the size of orbital and energy level of electrons. So it is n is the principal quantum number. Then the total number of orbitals in the shell having the principal quantum number n, that is equal to number of orbitals, total number of orbital in a shell having the principal quantum number n. मगाशी आपण हे सॉल्व केले, त्याच्यात सेम एक्झाम्पल आहे, फक्त तुम्हाला इथे फॉर्म्युला लिहायचा आहे. टोटल नंबर ऑफ ऑर्बिटल, principal quantum number is given. So principal quantum number is given, that is equal to n, and you have to find out the number of orbitals. So number of orbital is equal to n square. Already we have find out in this type of example, that is n is equal to 4 and n square is equal to 4 square, that is equal to 16. So 16 orbitals are there, means what? 16 orbital, one orbital contain 2 electrons, hence 16 into 2, that is equal to 32. So correct answer is n square. They ask the question, that is total number of orbitals. If they are asking the number of shells, then number of shells or number of subshells, that is equal to principal quantum number. So principal quantum number is n, then number of orbital is equal to n square. You can find out this. N square is equal to 4, n is equal to 4, hence 4 square is equal to 16. The total 60 orbitals are present. 60 orbitals means each orbital contains maximum 2 electrons, hence 16 multiplied by 2, that is equal to 32. Then ground state electronic configurations of nitrogen is represented as. So ground state electronic configurations, nitrogen has atomic number is 7. Hence 7 electrons means in first shell, that is first shell having the capacity is 2s. Electronic configuration 2s2, 2p4. 2p has capacity is 6 because 2p is p orbital is divided in 2px, 2py and 2pz. So total capacity is 2, 2, 2. So total capacity is 6 and remaining there are 4 electrons. So these are below the, hence it is all are occupied in p orbital. So p orbitals are present. So total 4, 2s, 2p, sorry 2p, 2s2, 2p, 5. Why 5? Because there is a 7 electrons are present. So 2s2 and 2p5. 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. So correct configuration is for the nitrogen, correct configuration, total configuration which are the ground state configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. So in this way you can write the configuration 1s2, 1s orbital. It only fills the 2 electrons, 2s2 and 2p3. So 3 electrons are there. One is each electrons in each orbit. So 2, 2 and 3. So this is the correct configurations of the nitrogen. 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. Total nitrogen has atomic number is 7. So this is the correct answer 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. Then number of protons, neutrons and electrons in the elements X, that is X is given, atomic number and atomic mass numbers is given. So X is an some elements which is atomic mass number is 231, 231 and atomic number is 89. So atomic mass number means what? It contains proton and neutron. Whereas electrons means atomic number is equal to proton and electrons. So in that X elements, proton is equal to 89, electrons are 89, and you have to calculate neutron. How you can calculate the neutron? Atomic mass number minus atomic number. Atomic number means 231 minus 89. That is equal to 231 minus 89 means 142. So correct protons are 89, electrons are 89 and neutrons are 142. So 89, 89 and 142. 89 आणि सिक्वेन्स पण तुम्हाला बघितला पाहिजे नंबर ऑफ प्रोटॉन्स प्रोटॉन न्यूट्रॉन्स अँड इलेक्ट्रॉन so both options in options A 89 89 and 242 is given but the number of protons is 89 number of neutrons is 142 and number of electrons are 89 so this is a correct option in this way you can calculate the number of neutron by using this formula atomic mass number minus atomic number so atomic mass number and atomic number then you have you get the number of neutrons present in the element. Then electronic configurations of silver atom in ground state. So electronic configurations of the silver atom in ground state. Ground state electronic configuration is 4d10 and 5s1. So total 11 electrons. Silver has 11 electron in ground state, has 4d10, 4d10 and 5s1. So krypton 4d10, 5s1. So 3d10 silver is an element which is included in the d orbital and 5s orbital. So 4d10 and 5s1. So the electronic configuration of chromium Z is equal to 24. Then how you can write the electronic configuration for this? 24 is a atomic number. Then you can 24. How you can write the electronic configurations for the neon? Neon has atomic number is 10. Neon atomic number is 10. Then remaining 24. 24 minus 10 means 14 are remaining. So 3s, 3s2, then 3p6, 3d5 and 4s1. So total 24, 10, then 2 plus 6 and 5 and 1. So total outermost shell contains 6 electrons, 6, 6, 12 and 14. So total answer is 24. So this is the atomic number and this is correct electronic configuration. So d orbital, s orbital, this is related to Abu principle. Lowest atomic shell energy level is the first field. So it contains 3s2, 3p6, 3d5 and 4s1. Okay, thank you. If you have any doubt, you can ask me or message on that group. Next lecture is start on 11:45 a.m.